In January, I decided that this year I wanted to learn a muscle up. I had been seeing other people on YouTube do it for years, and honestly, for me, the muscle up has always been sort of the holy grail of physical accomplishments. So I decided for myself that 2021 would be the year where I finally mastered that exercise. And to be completely frank, even though I had never even been close to completing one muscle up, I was pretty confident that I could learn it very quickly. Naturally, I am built pretty skinny, which is not the best for lifting heavy weights, but it is great for bodyweight exercises. So I was always great at things like pull-ups without even training much for it. When I got started on my muscle up journey back in January, I could already do 12 pull-ups pretty easily. But as I got started training for the muscle up, I pretty quickly realized that I still had a long way to go. I kept trying, but I kept failing and failing and failing and then failing some more. On top of that, I only had the possibility to train outside, and it was the middle of the winter in Sweden. So needless to say, oftentimes it was freezing cold as I was hanging there on the bar, trying to make something work without any visible progress. Every Saturday morning I would go to the park and try to do a muscle up, and every Saturday I would come home defeated. But honestly, that just made me want it even more. So I just kept trying and kept pushing myself until around March I started to see some results. I started to be able to get over the bar and push myself up. And yes, the form was pretty ugly, it was far from what I eventually wanted to accomplish, but it was a good start. I had reached a point where I could get over the bar pretty consistently. Now, of course, the next level was to not get up with one shoulder first, but instead use both shoulders at the same time. And once again, this turned out to be a step that is much harder than it looks. I had hit another plateau in my development and I just couldn't push past it. No matter how hard I tried, I just couldn't figure out how to make this movement work. It seemed like my muscles don't even understand what I want them to do. And I then did about the dumbest thing that you can do in this situation. Instead of taking a step back and trying to focus on the basics first, I continuously tried to complete a movement that was still too advanced for me. But it taught me a valuable lesson. Don't fail over and over again, because that's just demotivating and demoralizing. Instead, take yourself right at the edge of your capabilities and then slowly keep pushing your boundaries. And this is exactly what I started doing by the end of May. I started trying to get up over the bar with some support. I would elevate my feet a little bit, standing on, for example, a stone, and then jumping over the bar, making sure that I actually get that feeling of succeeding. At the same time, that would then teach my muscles the movement that I eventually want them to do. I would also get up on the bar and then slowly lower myself up to the point where I'm right between over and under the bar. With this new training regimen, I immediately started seeing results. I started getting both my shoulders over the bar, and now I could feel that I was really close to completing my first strict muscle up. At the same time, I kept doing supportive exercises like pull-ups and dips, which helped to further strengthen my core, my back and my shoulders. And then, one glorious Saturday morning, it happened. was just absolutely overwhelming to me in that moment to have completed my first muscle up ever. It took me 6 months of dedicated hard work, a lot of frustration, a lot of plateaus and sticking points to overcome, but when you then finally reach your goal, you feel that it was all worth it. And this was just the first of many more muscle ups to come. I'm gonna continue to push myself, I'm gonna continue to explore where my boundaries are, and I'm gonna continue to try shatter them. If you're interested in seeing more of that journey, make sure to subscribe, and I'm gonna be seeing you in the next video.